All right. This week at the Fox's Lair, comedy on Monday night. It's gonna be a great night. Y'all come on down that mofro.
We are sponsored by LeGray Productions. Also sponsored by Quest Sound and Productions. Thank you, Quest.
What's going on, mofos and mofeds? I am Happy Bones Jones, a.k.a. Woody Wood, if you ask him real nice, a.k.a. The Judge, a.k.a. they call me the most chill like honey on toast. And this is the Jest, Joust Comedy Calamity, and this is comedy night here at the Fox's Lair. We'd like to thank the Fox's Lair for letting us do this here. We'd like to thank Melinda for always being graceful and letting us do this here. And we'd like to thank Candace for always being behind the bar. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, this is how the show works. I put out the premise every Monday night on the website, happybonesjones.com. And the comedians go and look at it. They write and they try to touch on the topic, subject. They get 7 minutes. And at the 6-minute mark, they'll hear a ding. Yeah, it's a bell. And that means they got 1 more minute left. Now, a lot of comics think that that's our signal to run them off the stage, which just proves that comedians don't listen, okay? They do not listen. They do not follow instructions, you know what I'm saying? So I got to write it out for these motherfuckers. So I wrote it down. So the premise this week is Southern Charm. If you got your phones on you, please put them on silent, and please don't talk during the show. If you do have to talk, keep it down to a whisper, and if you can't do that, then chop your own head off. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Outside. Yeah, outside. We don't want to mess in here. Candace is not going to clean up no blood. The judges with us tonight. Are you going to judge tonight? And we got, as always, Mr. Doug James down here at the end, and he's also our tech guy. And then we got Mr. Onion right here in the middle, the eccentric artist, Mr. Onion, with St. Croix. What's the name of the business? Joy of St. Croix, that's right. Joy of St. Croix. And then tonight our closer is Lance Weiss. I don't know if you're supposed to say it Weiss, like he's like German, right? Lance Weiss, and he'll be closing the show out tonight. Yeah, you sit right yonder. I got you a chair, everything. Yeah, I mean, you got a microphone to talk with, everything. Everybody tonight is going to be judged 1 through 5 on 5 different categories. And you got your 3 judges here. I'm not scoring. I'm just gonna be here to roast you, especially if you bomb. And then I would like for everybody to follow us on social media. You know, all of the things: the Xbox, the Instagrams, and the Facebooks. And then also we got our own YouTube channel where you can go look up the Jest, Joust Comedy Calamity. It'll be the only thing to pop up. You understand? That's why I made it so fucking complicated. You got to stand out on the internet these days. You know what I'm saying? If you Google at Happy Bones Jones, I'm the only one that's going to pop up. You know why? Because that was, God made it that way. Now, we also are on Spotify. You can listen to the show every week. I think the episodes come out on Wednesdays. So you can be driving down the road and laughing at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Pee on your pants while you're driving. And not because you almost hit something. Is this anybody's first time to a comedy show? Say yay. Okay, no. Is anybody here on a date? Say yay. No? Okay. Is anybody in here married? Say yay. Oh, yeah? Is your wife with you? Okay, shh, be quiet. All right. Is this anybody's first time to the Just Joust Comedy Calamity? Say yay. Yay. Okay, we got some newbies. We like it. Yeah, hell yeah. And I don't need to tell you that part. Oh, and please be kind and tip your bartender. And you can tip us at the end of the night. We got stickers over here. You can grab them. And then throw your appreciation in the tip bucket, and also tip Miss Candace at the end of the night. Right now, I'm looking out into the room, and I see that we do not have any comedians so far to jump up here. James said he's going to observe and maybe come back next week and do it. I'll believe when I see it. We hear shit like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? But apparently, you know, he's not bullshitting because he told me that he's not bullshitting. And I think, you know, you should believe people and give them benefit of the doubt. You know, that's like, you know, I trust my dog. My dog's the one I trust the most. You know what I'm saying? He'd never do me wrong. You know what I'm saying? We've been to every state in the lower 48, right? Multiple times together, just me and him. You know what I'm saying? And so when you out there in the desert with those crazy ass desert people, you feel real good having your dog beside you that understands everything you're saying. You know what I'm saying? And so I let him out last night. Man, Raven, my girl, she'll be like, well, my fiance, she agreed to marry me. We'll see if she follows through with it. She said that I should always let the dog out right before we go to bed, but sometimes he takes a long time because he's a pocket bully. Now, a pocket bully, in order to be a pocket bully, you have to be less than 15 inches from the bottom of your pad to the top of your shoulder, and he's only 13 inches, so he's got short legs, but he's got a full-grown bully body. You know what I'm saying? So it takes him a while to go pee. So sometimes I just want to go straight to bed. Well, whenever I do that, he ends up whining at 3 o'clock in the morning, and my ass gets up. I have to go in there, and then I have to stand there sleeping halfway on the damn stoop. Now, this particular evening was kind of weird because I don't know what's been going on with the sky lately, but right now, just a few minutes ago, on God's promise of a better day, I saw some alien spaceships outside, y'all. And then me and this little boy from next door, I don't even know where the fuck he came from. I bet you. Telling you, this little boy, he might have been an alien. And he said he saw him too. And so then me and the Onion and this little boy is looking at these motherfucking alien spaceships rolling around up here just like a whole bunch of them. And they was appearing and disappearing and having all kinds of fun and doing all kinds of Dixie Derby shit. And then these other people were just talking. Lance and James, they were just having a conversation. Nobody cared. Doug's like, y'all stupid. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Vibrational frequencies, okay? We have layers upon layers of things that some people will see and some people will not, depending on the vibrational frequency that person is on. Now, having said that, I, sitting there waiting for Red to get done with his business, saw something out of my peripheral, okay? The sky was already weird, I said that, and then I saw something out of my peripherals. I turned and looked, and it was an owl. It was one of the biggest owls I've never seen an owl this big. I rarely see owls because they be at night, right? And it was quiet as fuck, and it's flying right at my face. And I was like, what the fuck is going on, right? You know, I was like, did I do something wrong in another life? And then he looked like he was gonna land on my head, and so I was like, what the fuck? And right as he got over me, he dropped an acceptance letter to Hogwarts in my hand. So I'm gonna be a wizard soon. And that's cool. Well, the thing is you see on Harry Potter, the owl's his, right? Well, I thought, okay, now I got an owl, that's cool. Well, I ain't seen that motherfucker since. So I don't know where to report to for orientation. And I've just been like randomly running into brick walls thinking that I'm gonna find that spot, you know. And then when I pop on the other side, I'm gonna be like, I'm here, you know, to do magic and shit. And I don't know, I'm suspicious about it because I feel like they're gonna be like, oh, we didn't summon you to be a wizard. We need a new janitor. And I was like, shit, I'm gonna be Hagrid. Oh, this is some bullshit. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know where the little kid came from. He just appeared out of nowhere, like literally. And this is what's crazy. I tried to ignore it because I'm sitting down, right? I'm sitting down, and there's bushes behind me. And I hear things rustling in the bushes. And then nobody else acts like they're going to hear anything rustling in the bushes. And then finally, I was like, fuck this. I got to turn around and see what the fuck. I turn around, I'm face to face with a little boy with thick-ass Coke bottle glasses on, talking about, hey. And I was like, oh, hey, little human person. And then this other lady was walking by him, and she was like, that's Axel. And I thought maybe that's his mama. And I said, well, it's a good thing you're not out here by yourself, Axel. It turned out this motherfucker was, okay? He was by himself. He said his dad's working on the house next door. He's an electrician. I had to dig that out of him, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you might be an alien, little boy. I don't know. And then we saw all them lights in the sky. Fuck yeah, he's an alien, little fucking sawed-off 4-foot, little fucking making me feel safe because he's got Coke bottle glasses. He's 7, talking about Christmas is coming up. I don't know you, little boy. I am not Santa Claus. Why are you telling me your Christmas list right now? No, you can't sit on my lap. Raven, tell the little boy to go away. She's like, you gotta be nice. Hell, I can't even be mean to Alexa. You know the fucking thing? Seriously. Like whenever, I've never had anything like Alexa or Echo or any of that shit because I'm one of those guys that knows that they're fucking listening to us. And there's a huge fucking building in New York City that has no fucking windows and is 13 fucking stories high and is keeping all our fucking data. It's a weird ass building. You know the building I'm talking about? And it's right in Manhattan. What's crazy is that she just has this thing just listening to us all the time. Well, whenever I first moved in, I was like, Alexa, stop being a fucking hooker. And Raven would be like, don't talk to her like that. You got to respect her. And I was like, I don't know if she's really a her. They're just trying to trick us. It's a female voice, but it's not even a real person. She's like, Alexa has feelings. Okay? And you're not going to disrespect a woman in front of me ever. And I was like, okay. So now I'm real respectful with Alexa. But in the back of my mind, I'm always like, man, Alexa, why are you being such a fucking whore? You know? But I don't say it out loud anymore because I'm not allowed to. I told the little boy, I was like, look here. Look here, little boy. I might not look like somebody that connects and really enjoys mumble rap. But when you see a woman, when you see a buxom woman walking in front of you, one day you gonna know. You be like, you know what I'm saying? I connect right with it. Said it was so nice you could tell it was good from the front. We were I was right the whole time. Yeah. I was just telling Lance about my first time in New York City. I had drove in. I was late, like it was like 11 or 12 o'clock at night. And so I found my hotel, got all situated, and the hotel was a shithole. And it was one of the IHGs. And like I'm like one of those platinum fucking members, right? And, you know, they're like, oh, we'll upgrade you to a suite, sir. I'm by myself. I don't need fucking 2 rooms. Like, save that shit for somebody. But I'll go into the suite, you know, the lounge. And a lot of places, like you would think, you know, New York City would have the lounge. They didn't have the fucking lounge. And there was trash and like homeless people out in the front of the building. And I was like, I don't know. This is like a Motel 6 instead of in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But it was a high-end IHG, like fucking W. Like I stayed in the W in the Hoboken, and it was like facing New York City. And I was like, oh man, this is dope. I wish I had somebody here to fucking share this with, you know, because you're traveling alone a lot in this life. Came into this world alone. You know what I'm saying? I mean, your mom and your daddy was there, but they wasn't really there. They didn't know what you went through. You know what I'm saying? They forgot about all that shit. That's what happens. We're a bunch of forgetting ass motherfuckers. I've been ranting. I like it. What are you guys' names? You only 2 people that's in this building right now. Jade. L. Very good names. I like both those names. They're memorable. They're different. It's not a Smith. It's not a John. It's not a Mike. I like it. You know what I'm saying? What are y'all out here doing? Y'all out here for comedy? Did you come here for the comedy? Yeah. No shit. Where'd you hear about it? Facebook. What? Facebook? Facebook. Yeah.
Well, it's only because I was looking for something to do on a Monday night. You know, I had to dig deep.
You know,
Let's go for Monday night.
I'm glad that you found us. I hate that you had to dig deep because really this should be the first thing to pop up. You know what I'm saying? Be like, there's only one thing to do on a Monday night. Blah, blah, blah. But we've been doing this a little over a year, and so, you know, if you bring people with you next time and you give me a wink and you be like, Jay brought a new person, L brought a new person, we'll slip y'all in under the radar and make them pay. Okay? All right? Y'all get in free if you bring new people. Yeah. Because, you know, as you can see, I got to market any way I can. I'm about to make a fake vending machine, and I'm going to put our logos all over. I'm going to go downtown. I'm going to hide inside the vending machine. And when people come up, it's going to say, tell us a secret for a treat. And then they're going to whisper secrets inside the little hole. And I'm going to grab their tongue. I'm going to pull it out. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Nothing like trick or treat.
I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to trigger anybody's trauma. What's that?
I was saying that's more like trick or treating, less a trick.
Oh,
By the
okay.
way, you would be the Christmas story Santa. Ho, ho, ho.
Somebody told me the other day that I looked like Santa Claus had a midlife crisis and bought a Harley. And I was like, fuck you, man. I was like, happy love the kids, you know. But I do have a Harley, so. But I never was, you know, that's funny though, because I did get a Santa outfit last year off a mannequin, and it was like made out of plastic, so I couldn't really wear it. But I did wear it long enough for a photo. I put the photo on Facebook, right? And everybody was like, oh shit, you doing Santa? Goddamn, I knew it. I knew you. You be great Santa. And I was like, and then people started texting me like, you do Santa comedy? You do comedy as Santa? And I was like, how much this pay? I looked into it. I'm about to do Santa comedy, okay? I'm going to be dirty Santa, clean Santa, sideways Santa. I don't give a fuck. Lay down Santa, sit in a lazy boy chair Santa. I don't give a fuck. As long as you give me $900 a show. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you know? I don't even have to sit there and listen to kids all fucking day. Because I heard how much those dudes make. The guys that fucking do, there's this one guy, he's the most photographed dude in the CSRA, and he makes curlies in his fucking beard. He's a dope-ass Santa Claus dude, but he's just a normal dude. He's not me. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring the character. And so all he does is sit there all day long and take pictures with people and ask the kids shit what they want, and then tells them lies that he's going to get them. Whenever I was a little kid, I was terrible, man. We'd go to the mall, and my sister's like a year younger than me, and my mom's like, now your sister still believes in Santa. Now you gonna keep your mouth shut about all that. Because I was like, Santa ain't real. This is bullshit, man. I saw y'all putting the presents under the tree. And they were like, you were supposed to be asleep. I was like, I wasn't. Felt something was off. I had to investigate. And I didn't hear any pitter patter on the fucking roof. I knew it was something up. So they told me not to tell my sister, but they didn't tell me I couldn't tell everybody in the motherfucking line that's waiting to see Santa. I went in there and whispered in bitches' ears, like all the way down the line, and you could see them like they what is it was like a choir chorus. It just happened all the way down. And yeah, my mama beat the shit out of me all the way out to the car. In the 80s, you could whoop people, and you could whoop kids in front of people, and they'd be like, hell yeah, whoop that motherfucker.
Yeah.
They would cheer you on. Because they knew that if she was beating my ass all the way out the mall into the parking lot, I had to have done something stupid. And then they hear the choir behind me, you know, crying kids in line, fucking things, chaos. Santa's like, no, I'm fucking real, bro. I'm fucking real. And they're like, why are you talking like that? You're not supposed to cuss. And he's like, I'm drunk. I don't know. You know? And then the whole thing's, the fucking card, the castle, house, bam. You know what I'm saying?
The whole thing?
Yep. Yep. And then once you do that, You break all of it. And this is where I go back full circle to the little alien dude, little boy that just appeared out of nowhere while there's crazy lights in the sky like Sasquatch. If they're coming to get us, you know, they're gonna want to know where the intellectual people are. And so you're not gonna find them at the mall. Not in the 80s. Oh my God. Onion's old as fuck. Yeah. But, you know, I'm still burning up a little bit of time because I want to give y'all's money's worth, you know what I'm saying? Can you call anybody? Can you tag yourself? Oh, yeah. But, I mean, shit. I was thinking about this yesterday. I remembered, you know, I'm gonna be 50 on November 6th, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? I know I don't look that old, but I'm gracefully aging because, you know, I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's laughter and music. Okay, y'all, you gotta decide not to ever be an adult. Yeah. And never get your shit together, and you can look like me at 50. So, you know, I was being nostalgic and shit yesterday, and I thought back to my first girlfriend that I ever had. And, you know, honestly, I always had a lot of pride in it because she was a black girl. I don't know why. I just did. Because none of my white friends could pull no black girl, let me tell you. So her name was Shakira. And we dated for about 6 or 7 months. She finally decided she was going to take me to meet her family. I was like, hell yeah. This is going to be cool. I'm going to win them all over. It's going to be great. I wasn't thinking about what happened. I didn't think that this would happen when we get there. All her cousins are males, and the first thing they start in on is like, why can't you be with a white girl? Why you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? Date your own kind and all that stuff. And I was like, I thought that's what white people told black people. Why are you telling me that? And so, yeah, I eventually won them over. But Shakira was mad about the whole situation. So I remember she got drunk. And it was the first time I really saw her drunk, you know? I mean, she was like kind of drunk that you tell people stuff that you wouldn't have told them, but unless you was drunk. Like we were riding in the car, and she was like, I've been trying to manifest my love, the love of my life, you know, my perfect man, and I'm still fucking you because I don't want to eat alone. And I was like, damn, I hope you're not talking about, maybe you just having a dream. And then she was like, sometimes I fake it just because I want it to be over already. And I was like, that's not me. I don't think you're talking about me. So I just like put it out of my head, like, you know, she's drunk. I'm just, you know, she talking bullshit. So I get her into bed and she's holding on to my neck and she's being all crazy. I'm like, come on, crazy girl. And she's like, from now on, I want you to call me by my middle name. And I was like, oh, okay, Monique. She's like, that's not how you say it. That's not how you say it. I said, oh, well, how you say it? And she goes, Monica. And I was like, I can't call you. I said, I definitely can't call you that in front of your cousins, much less in a public setting. That's not gonna work. She's like, well, you gonna have to call me that, or we not gonna date no more. And I was like, okay, drunk girl, you know, I'll put her to bed. And I'm thinking, you know, she's not even gonna remember this tomorrow. And the next day we were supposed to go to the maze, you know, the fucking corn maze and just fucking Halloween and shit, right? All excited, go to the pumpkin patch, whatnot, what have you. And so I call her up, and she answers the phone like this. Say my name, say my name. I was like, oh shit, this is not gonna work. I said, I can't date you no more. And it didn't last very much longer after that, but there was this incident where we were sitting on the couch and we were watching Talk TV. Y'all remember back, well, I don't know if y'all old, y'all might be too young for this, but there's a broadcaster, he's a news broadcaster, his name's Geraldo, got a big old nose, right? And crazy mustache. Well, he's been around since back in the 80s and shit, 90s, and he had a talk show that was called The Geraldo Show. Yeah. And he invited the Ku Klux Klan on there like they was just gonna bring sweet potato pie to the couch and talk about racism in a very civil manner, you know. And that didn't happen. What happened is the whole fucking studio busted out into a fucking fight, and everybody got in a brawl. There was a chair that was thrown. Geraldo's nose went all the way to the side of his face. I didn't even know that could happen. It was crazy. I was like, whoa. Well, before they started breaking out in the fights, there was this one white racist dude. I'm telling you, this dude was so white. He looked like his whole bloodline was baptized in mayonnaise. I'm talking about straight Hillmans, right? He stood up and he was like, if you got one drop of black blood in you, you black. And I remember Shakira tapped me and she was like, hey, you remember you was telling me about when you had the car accident and you had to have that blood transfusion and your best friend Sam gave you the blood and he African American. And I looked at her and I was like, oh shit. By redneck science? Your boy just leveled up in his bitch, you know? Like I could dance all of a sudden. I had good rhythm. I could jump high. I mean, my credit score dropped 200 points right away, but I felt bad. But I'm addicted to cocoa butter. I don't know. I want to moisturize all the time, you know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody gonna ask me for my cocoa butter, okay? I do not lend it out. I get the good shit. I ain't gonna share it. For some reason, I can't swim anymore. That sucks. And I keep carrying around plasticware with me. I don't know why. It's like I'm just gonna not like the silverware at the restaurant or something. I'm gonna be like, I brought my own, motherfucker. Got my plasticware. Yeah. But I told Shakira, I was like, no, I cannot call you that, even though I'm technically black right now, so can't do that. And so, yeah, everybody's got family. I know I got a brother that's one of those motherfuckers that's always calling me up for a ride, and he's like trying to entice me because wherever the fuck we going, there's free food, okay? It's always pizza or wings, okay? Now, I like wings. So he usually gets me when there's wings. Well, he asked me, did I want to go to our niece's birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese? Now, I ain't been to Chuck E. Cheese since the 80s. And it scared me back then because the gorilla he didn't look right. I don't know why he's playing the piano and singing. That's not right. And he's purple now all of a sudden. No, that's not cool. So then I said no because I don't even really know my niece's name. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know why. And he's like, but there's free pizza and wings though. And I was like, shit. All right, I'll give you a ride. So we went up there, and I don't know if y'all been to Chuck E. Cheese lately. Jade, L, y'all been to Chuck E. Cheese lately? Okay, well look, when you walk in that motherfucker, it's like TSA in that motherfucker. Like you going through the turnstiles, they got cameras following you, you know what I'm saying? They're taking your ID, they taking pictures of you, and then they was putting this green band on our wrist, and for some reason, I don't know why, this girl says to us, are y'all gonna be leaving with any kids tonight? And my brother, without missing a beat, he goes, I don't know, we're going to look around and see if there's anything we like. And I was like, why are you saying that? Why are you rubbing your titty? Yeah. And sure enough, the security guy comes over there. He's like, is there going to be a problem here? I was like, no, he's just joking, you know. And then my brother chimes in, no, I ain't joking. I'll trip a little kid up. I don't give a fuck. I was like, this is not helping us, man. We're going to get arrested for sure. And then I'm ready to bolt out of there because, you know, I don't want to go to jail again. And so, luckily, right about that time, two families, not related to my family, started brawling into Chuck E. Cheese. I'm talking about there's 30 adults just going at it into Chuck E. Cheese, knocking fucking skee ball fucking games over and shit. It's just craziness going on. And I could see the kids trying to break them up, and then finally they just put their hands up and said, these dumb motherfuckers beat the shit out of each other, I don't care. And so that was my moment, because when the security guard goes looking at all that, I'm leaving, right? And I'm halfway to my car in the parking lot. All of a sudden I hear my brother come out the door, and he's carrying our niece underneath his arm, holding pizza up, talking about, but free pizza though, bro. I was like, how'd you get our niece? And he's like, she ran to me and I saved her from the chaos. And I was like, you need to take her back. And you get in the car and start to pull off, and the cops around the car, can't move. I'm like, what the fuck? I ain't got nothing to do with this. They jump out the car and tell Joe Bone, my brother, put the girl down! Put the girl down, sir! And he's like, it's my niece, though. And they were like, put her down. And then he did. And then they started walking towards him, and they said, stop resisting! And he wasn't doing nothing. He was just standing there. He sneezed, and they tackled him. And he got road rash. It's not good. So needless to say, I haven't been back to Chuck E. Cheese. I don't even... If I need to go anywhere around in that vicinity, I make sure I go around. Like, I don't even like to see the Chuck E. Cheese parking lot anymore. I get trauma from that shit. I gotta work through it. Woo! My therapist was like, okay, I'm gonna give you a homework assignment, okay? And I'm like, oh, I didn't know there was, you gotta do stuff outside of therapy too? This is bullshit. She said, yeah, it's a whole lifestyle change. It's a lot of work. And I was like, well, fuck you. What's the homework? And she was like, I want you to think back to the first time that you felt love from another human being. The very first moment. Yeah. Talk about snot bubbles, man. I can't even do it, man. You go ahead and try it. Because when you try to go back that far, you be crying. You be like, dang, people love me. You know what I'm saying? People do love me. And we love Jade and Elle because, you know why? They dug deep to find something to do on a Monday night. You feel me? And I'm like, yeah. They were like, oh, shit, we didn't even know comedy was in Augusta like that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, there's comedy. So Cedric does comedy over at Icons. Usually has one showcase once a month and has killers in there. The Scene's been doing comedy down on Broad Street. They usually do one like every few months, and they've been killing in there. Like, these motherfuckers is bringing in heavy hitters. And so we're trying to build a community of people that are comedy lovers and comedians that want to come here and perform for the comedy lovers. So if we can build that community here at the Fox's Lair, while I have been trying to build it up for a little over a year now, and it's going good. But I love to see that people dig deep and find out how to do something on a Monday night, because my thing is, whenever I would travel, I would always look for something to do on the nights whenever I would go into a new town, right? And see what the town's got to offer, right? Well, there ain't nothing going on Mondays. There ain't nothing going on Tuesdays. Sometimes they got karaoke on Wednesday, but that's at the VFW. And I ain't want to go. I am not wanting to go there. I was in Minot, North Dakota. I don't know if you know where that's at, but it's basically Canada. And there is a VFW there. It is the only restaurant. It is the only bar, and it was the only thing that was open whenever I arrived in Minot, North Dakota. And the first thing I wanted to do was ask somebody if they had ever seen Sasquatch. Because, I mean, what the fuck, right? Y'all live out in the middle of no fucking where, and there's only 312 people in this city, okay? In this township, whatever. So, if there's only 300 of y'all, there's got to be a Sasquatch out here that ain't scared of Minot. They're like, fuck, there's only 300 people there, I take all them bitches out, you know? So they just out there walking around. I'm thinking in my head, there's got to be one person in this, like, 25, 30 people in the VFW, right? I started asking around. I asked the bartender first because, right, obviously, point of contact. Then I'm like, everybody in the bar. Who do you think might have seen Sasquatch? I would like to talk to them. And she, literally looked at me and, looked around at the people at the bar and was, just started doing busy work. She didn't have to. She didn't have to wash those fucking mugs at that particular moment in time. But you know why she did it? She didn't want to say nothing to me. She didn't want to answer my question. Okay? Now, later on, after I'm halfway through my sandwich and I'm at this point, I'm like, well, fuck it. I'll just start walking around after this, another shot, another beer, and I'll just start randomly asking people. There's some people over there playing pool. Maybe I can spark up a conversation with them. Maybe one of them saw Sasquatch. This is how I thought it was going to go down. About that time, the bartender comes over to me and she goes, hey, that lady that just walked in, her husband saw it. I was like, no shit. I said, you think I could walk over there and talk to her about it? And she's like, she talks about it pretty openly, so yeah. But don't tell her I told you. I was like, oh, okay, well, shit, I'm going to go up cold pitch this bitch real quick. You know what I'm saying? And so I walked over to her and I said, hey, I heard that you might know somebody that's seen Sasquatch. And she goes, my husband did. And I was like, may I sit down and talk to you about it? And she says, fine with me. I sat down and she told me the story. She said that he had been going into the woods for 30 plus years, ever since he was a little boy, never was scared of anything his whole life. She said he came back early from his camping trip, which never happened in 15 years of marriage, and he sat on his chair stone cold, would not fucking talk to her, was shaking like he was freezing, could not control the shaking. She said, that's how I knew when he eventually told me that it was true. She said that he walked over outside of the campsite to pee on the edge of the tree line. There was a creek right there. He said Sasquatch stood up in front of him, and he said he had to be 11, 12 foot tall. And he said he was no longer peeing on the ground. He was peeing on himself. He was peeing on himself. And he said that she said that when he was telling her this story, he had tears running down his face, and she'd never seen him cry before, not even at their fucking wedding. And I was like, no shit. I would love to talk to him about this. And she goes, oh, he died three weeks ago. And I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry. And she's like, I'm not sorry. I'm free. I was like, oh shit, it's like that. Who's got their phone on? Man, who did it? Who did it? Dang it, Derek. God damn it, Bill. Shit, Henry. Motherfucking Frank. I swear. I just named off all the white men that I know of that age bracket. I was stupid. All right, so I can't see, I can't see because I'm blinded. Did anybody come in that was wanting to do 7 minutes of comedy?
Champagne all night.
Bones, are you drinking?
I do not.
You're doing something outside.
I smoke weed.
You smoking
baby.
weed? Well,
Massive
I missed your name
amounts.
again because I wasn't really listening.
So
Like,
I
I don't need to go to
definitely
those
not recommend
places.
it. I mean,
So,
these young ladies had to fucking dig to find this place that's safe-ish.
I think this is pretty safe.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'll be honest though, I did, when I was standing over there, when I was one of the only crowd members, I
Yeah.
took a photo of you
Yeah.
and I sent it to my family. It's my sister and brother-in-law and my mom and my 4 nieces. I go, these are my colleagues tonight. And my brother-in-law, who never responds, he goes, are they stable? And I texted back, LOL, they never are. And it's, dude, by the way, Bones, I'm just going to call you Bones.
Okay.
I just met this guy as of today. And, dude, I got to be honest, we started this thing, I think, about 8:10, 8:12 or so.
Yeah.
Dude, you did like 35, 40 minutes.
Did I?
And for you guys that don't perform, that was amazing. You just kept going. That's very hard to do. Like, he made it look very easy. And I scored you on the scorecard.
What you got? Give it to him. Give him hell.
Yeah, I scored you here. So the scorecard, they would score on A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E.
Yeah.
A, creativity. B, joke quality. Stayed on topic. Stage presence. Audience interaction. For the creativity, I gave you a 5.
Oh, okay.
Because you were talking about some wild shit, and I didn't know what was going on. So I gave you a 5. Joke quality, I gave you a 1. 5 is good. 5 is good. 1 to 5. 5 is
Yeah.
best. I gave you a 1 on joke quality because there weren't a lot of jokes, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. That was more storytelling, and I appreciate that because there were a lot of good. You told more stories, kind of about
Yes.
they weren't so much jokey. There was so I gave you a 1 just because of joke quality. That's not really storytelling.
Yeah.
So, okay. The next one is C, which is stayed on topic. What did I give you? I gave you a 2 because you were all over. Oh, and the topic tonight, you guys.
Southern Charm.
You guys never been here, right?
Well, I do declare.
Southern Charm is the topic for tonight, and I don't know if you talked a ton about the South. You did talk about traveling and.
Bless your heart.
But it was charmingly Southern.
It was charming, so I gave it a 2 because this weird guy. I'm gonna bump it to a 3. So. Okay, the next one is stage presence, absolute 5. No question. You guys have no idea. And you're not drinking. You are high a little bit.
Yeah.
But you guys have no idea how hard it is. My mic sucks, but it's going in and out. But you guys have no idea how hard it is to do what he did for 35. That was fucking impressive, dude. Like, very impressive. So I gave that a 5. And then the last one is audience interaction. I gave it a 0 to a 5. I don't know why now that I've been drinking. But
like a Ferrari.
yeah, because you didn't really do a lot of it. You didn't really do a lot of audience interaction. Not like you did but you did a little bit with LJ.
Oh yeah, LJ.
Yeah, you did a little bit with LJ and James. So I gave it. But you didn't really do a lot of interaction. But that's also not like needed. But you also did involve all of us. And so I gave it a 0 to a 5. Okay. So it could be anywhere on that scale. So and then I also gave you a percentage score, which is not one. That's my own personal. I gave you a 90%.
Oh shit,
I gave you a 90% out of just for what we're dealing with and the situation we're in, and this magician to my left. You're right. I gave you a 90%. So I thought it was pretty good. So
thank you very much,
What do you
Lair.
think of his
Hell yeah.
pockets?
I haven't seen him.